Hello everyone, welcome back. In this lecture we are going to discuss the stress analysis when a component is subjected to biaxial, direct stresses and shear stress simultaneously. So here we consider one element which is subjected to two perpendicular tensile stresses, one in the x direction which is sigma x and one in the y direction which is sigma y, and there is one pair of shear stress along these faces, and this is the complementary pair of the stress. So now we want to find out the direct stress and tensile stress on this inclined plane. Let's say the direct stress on this plane is designated by sigma theta and shear stress on this plane is designated by tau theta, and this plane is inclined at theta angle with the vertical plane. So let's say this is A, this is B and this is C. So this BC plane is inclined plane which is inclined at theta angle with AB vertical plane, and this theta is measured in clockwise direction. So this is positive according to our sign convention. So let's draw this element ABC here. This is A, this is B and this is C, and let's consider CA equals to dx and AB equals to dy and BC equals to ds. And one more thing, we considering unit thickness perpendicular to plane of this screen. So we can say thickness of this component, thickness of this component is unit perpendicular to xy plane, or let's say this is our x-axis and this is y-axis. So we can say perpendicular to xy plane, the thickness of this component is unit. So now if we want to find out the forces on AB plane and CA plane, then we have to multiply the stress with the cross-sectional area of these planes. So the cross-sectional area of AB plane is dy multiplied by unit thickness, so dy multiplied by 1, and the force would be sigma x. So in this direction the force is sigma x multiplied by dy multiplied by 1, and the tangential force on this face because of this shear stress would be in this direction, and that would be tau multiplied by dy multiplied by 1. Similarly, the force on CA plane would be sigma y multiplied by area is dx multiplied by 1, so dx multiplied by 1, and tangential force is tau multiplied by dx multiplied by 1. And similarly, the force on this inclined plane, this angle is theta, so direct force is sigma theta multiplied by ds multiplied by 1, and tangential force in this direction which is tau theta multiplied by ds multiplied by 1. So now we want to resolve all the forces in the direction of sigma theta and tau theta. So we can apply the force equilibrium approach in these two directions. So first of all we have to resolve these forces, the forces on AB plane in these two directions, in the direction of sigma theta and tau theta. So for this, if we resolve these forces, so this was our sigma x into dy force. So in this direction the component of this force is, if this angle is theta, so the component of this force is sigma x dy cos theta, and the component of this force in this direction, this angle is theta, and in this direction the component is sigma x dy sin theta. And similarly, this was the tangential force tau dy. So if we resolve this force into, so it will have two component, one in this direction which is tau dy cos theta, because this angle would be tau theta, and in this direction the component would be tau dy sin theta. And similarly we can resolve these components. This was our sigma y into dx. So we can resolve this component into two components. This angle is theta, and this component would be sigma y dx cos theta, and in this direction this would be sigma y dx sin theta. And the tangential force on the AC plane is tau dx. Now if we resolve this force into two component, one would be in this direction. In this direction, if this angle is theta, then this component would be tau dx cos theta, and another component would be in this direction, that would be tau dx sin theta. And similarly, the two components of force, one because of direct stress which is sigma theta into ds in CB plane, and one tangential force because of tau theta which is tau theta into ds. Now all the forces are resolved into two direction, in the direction of sigma theta and tau theta. So now we will apply the force equilibrium approach to find out the value of sigma theta and tau theta. So for this, if we apply the force equilibrium approach in the direction of sigma theta, so we can write by applying force equilibrium in the direction of sigma theta. So in this direction, this is sigma theta into ds minus second component is, which is sigma x dy cos theta, this component. So minus sigma x dy cos theta. Second, this is the component of tangential force on the AB plane. So this is tau dy sin theta. So minus tau dy sin theta, and two components are sigma y dx sin theta and tau dx cos theta. So this is minus sigma y dx sin theta minus tau dx cos theta. So these are the forces acting in the direction of sigma theta, so is equal to 0. So now if we solve for the sigma theta, then this would be sigma theta is equal to, we can write sigma theta is equal to sigma x dy cos theta divided by ds, and this is minus sigma y dx sin theta divided by ds, and plus tau dy sin theta divided by ds plus tau dx cos theta divided by ds. So now ds can be find out using this triangle. We used this component element, which is, this is dy, this is dx, and this angle is theta, and this was ds. So now from this triangle we can find out, we can write ds cos theta is equal to dy and ds sin theta is equal to dx. So ds can be written as dy over cos theta or dx over sin theta. So to replace the ds in the form of dy and dx, we can use this relationship. So on substituting these relations of ds with the dy and dx, we will get sigma theta is equal to sigma x dy cos theta over dy over, this is dy over cos theta. So this is dy over cos theta plus sigma y dx sin theta, and this ds can be written as dx over sin theta. So here we can write dx over sin theta plus tau dy sin theta, and this ds can be replaced with help of dy over cos theta. So this is dy over cos theta plus tau dx cos theta, and this ds can be written as dx over sin theta. So dx over sin theta. So here this dx, this dy and dx and this dy will get cancelled out, and sigma theta becomes, sigma theta is equal to sigma x cos square theta plus sigma y sin square theta plus tau sin theta cos theta plus tau sin theta cos theta. So now this term and this term becomes 2 tau sin theta cos theta, and those can be written as sin 2 theta. So this becomes sigma theta, and if we write it as sigma x cos square theta plus sigma y sin square theta, and this becomes 2 times sin theta cos theta. So 2 sin theta cos theta can be written as sin 2 theta. So this becomes sin 2 theta. Now cos square theta and sin square theta can be written as sigma theta is equal to sigma x, and this cos square theta can be written as 1 plus cos 2 theta over 2 plus sigma y, and this sin square theta can be written as 1 minus cos 2 theta over 2 plus tau sin 2 theta. So now if we simplify this form, we'll get sigma theta equals to 1 by 2 sigma x plus sigma y plus 1 by 2 sigma x minus sigma y cos 2 theta plus tau sin 2 theta. So this is our relationship or expression for sigma theta on inclined plane when the element is subjected to two perpendicular biaxial stresses and shear stress simultaneously. So now to find out the tau theta, we can apply the force equilibrium approach in the direction of tau theta. So in this direction there is one force which is tau theta ds, which is this one, and second sigma y dx cos theta in this direction, and tau dx sin theta in the direction of tau theta ds, and there is one more force which is sigma x dy sin theta, and this is tau dy cos theta. So if we apply the force equilibrium in this direction, then we'll get the expression for tau theta. So now we can write here, on applying force equilibrium in the direction of tau theta. So here we can write tau theta into ds plus sigma x dy sin theta minus sigma y dx cos theta minus tau dy cos theta and plus tau dx sin theta is equal to 0. So if we want to find out the tau theta, then tau theta is equal to minus sigma x dy sin theta over ds plus sigma y dx cos theta over ds plus tau dy cos theta over ds minus tau dx sin theta over ds. So now again ds can be replaced in the form of dy and dx. So we'll get here, this would be minus sigma x dy sin theta, and this is dy over cos theta plus sigma y dx cos theta, and this ds can be written as dx over sin theta plus tau dy cos theta, and this ds can be written as dy over cos theta, and here we can tau dx sin theta, and this ds can be written as dx over sin theta. So now this dx, this dy, in term this dx, and it will get cancelled out. So ultimately we'll have tau theta equals to minus sigma x sin theta cos theta plus sigma y sin theta cos theta plus tau cos square theta minus tau sin square theta. So again cos square theta and sin square theta can be replaced in the form of cos 2 theta, and ultimately we'll have one expression which is 1 by 2 sigma x minus sigma y sin 2 theta plus tau cos 2 theta. So this is the expression for tau theta in the case of when component is subjected to biaxial stresses along with shear stress. So in this case there are two formulas, this is for sigma theta and this is for tau theta. So in the next class we'll discuss about these two formulas and we'll find out the maximum value of sigma theta and maximum and minimum values of sigma theta, and those values will be known as principal stresses. So we'll discuss about those in the next lecture. So thank you.